Brush it one day, dude. I will. I'll make a note of that. Hey, so I'm making a short video. I've had an epiphany. It's finally come clear. Yes, I'm a lesbian. No. Close, but so far. No, I've finally figured it out of exactly what the hell the issues I have, geographically speaking, throughout my life. Now, a lot of you know I'm originally from the East and or Far East. Far East is the East Coast, East like Pennsylvania. That's not Midwest, but it's still on the eastern part of the country, almost the eastern seaboard, which is the East Coast. And life has migrated me west through many years in Colorado, some years in California, some years up in Washington State, and now I'm almost 2 years here in Utah. Now this November, I'll have lived in Utah 2 years, and that will mark eight different states I've lived in my half century, where I've lived 2 years full-time consecutively or longer. So if there's anybody who is keen and observant and intuitive and intelligent, who's lived substantial periods of time in different regions of this country and could make judgments and assessments, it would be me, right? I mean, 2 years isn't a week or two or a visit. That's residency. So, born in Pennsylvania, then we moved to Connecticut, then on to Maryland, and that was in my youth for years. Okay? And then I got married and had my child in Maryland. Then there was a jaunt to North Carolina for a couple of years, briefly back to Maryland, then on to Colorado. So 4 states in the East, 4 states in the West, 8 states, 2 years or more. So that's going to give me truly a clear depiction of how people are and the nuances and the personalities and so forth. Well, here's what I'm getting to. I figured it out. The true differences between East to Far East people in the West to Far West, West Coast people in the US. So I can stop banging my head against the wall and know by proxy what to expect and what not to expect. The thing that I love the most about the dearest people in my life is the contacts, the communication, the minimum downtime of not interacting with them. And here's the key word to all of this: the efforts, EFFORTS, efforts of those people who are in my life, or who were in my life, or whatever. People from the East to Far East instinctively, naturally make the efforts. Stay in touch to remind you that you're a friend, family, loved one, you're in the loop. We have more of a propensity to embrace an outsider, trusting. People from the West and Far West are not trusting. They're suspicious. They're much more nosy into your business. They're inconsistent. You let them borrow money, it's rare you get paid back. They'll lie to you. They'll disappear for long periods of time. No reason whatsoever. There's a true gap. They don't make the efforts. Now, to those of my very small group of people, friends, no one should be offended no matter where you live, whether you're Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any people that, I deal with in daily life. I wouldn't imagine you would take any offense to this video. Are you saying it's me? Well, no. But it's observations, the thinking mind, the sober mind, the inquisitive mind, and the experienced mind. And I finally figured it out, what frustrates the fuck out of me living in the West, or far West. Now I just live in the West in Utah, no longer on the West Coast, thank God. The further west you go, the less you should expect. If you're a people person, if you're deadpan honest, if you're candid, if you're sincere, and you're consistent. Lower your expectations, because that's not how those people are, or ever will be, or were. But then as you work back east, like I've come from the West Coast back to Utah, I think I'm going to stay here. But I bet you if I keep going back, I'm going to find more and more things I have in common with people, more and more consistency in relationships, and the continuance, the efforts that people make to keep you in the loop, to keep you knowing in your heart that they're thinking about you, that they love you, the follow through, the honesty, the commitment, the in your face. Like if you're in New York, hey Donnie, what do you think of this new shirt, huh? Hey, you look like a fucking fag. Change it. Take it off, man. If you're in California, hey Rick, what do you think of this shirt? Oh, it has possibility. I don't know. It kind of works with your eyes, and it's pretty doable, man. Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah, okay, go with that. It's all bullshit. No one's giving it to you straight. You want it straight, you go to the east. You want a bunch of blah, 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 or lies, go to the west. It's that simple. Now, if you know your history, all of us originated, us Anglo, male and female, from the East Coast. Those were the ports of entry, mainly in New York, right? Native American Indians were here, and of course we were douchebags and pushed them out, but we all migrated from the east, north, south, or west. But we all started on the east. Good portion of us stayed. Some of us went north, south. The people that went west went west. Now, I have my own theories on why people went west. Couldn't hack it in the east. Their personalities or their nuances in doing things, that kind of shit wasn't going to fly. So they just kept getting pushed further west, or maybe they were separatists, or they're wanderlust, or frontiersmen and women, But there is clear, unequivocal, undisputable differences between people from the east, far east of the continental U.S., and the west, far west of the continental U.S. And I've now finally figured it out, what the fuck it is that drives me so fucking crazy about people from the west. The disgenuineness, the insincerity, but mainly the lack of efforts to maintain that tight bond, no matter the time or the geographical differences between us, the efforts to keep it going. I bet you the longest relationships and marriages, gay, straight, or otherwise, happen in the East, not the West. Because there's something about us people. We're more driven and committed to our causes and crusades. The West people, the laid-back attitude, no. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Kept it under 10. Happy Sunday, people.